Right team, welcome back to Caravan Carps and another honest review for Tackle Tuesdays. In this Tackle Tuesdays, what we're going to be going over is the JAG RP1 pod. I've had this pod now pretty much since it came out, and I managed to get one from a friend who had one on pre-order or whatever you want to call it. So he bought the pod, wanted to keep with what he already had, and was after a set of rods that I had. So what I did was I swapped him the rods. So technically, this pod actually cost me about £300. From what them rods were valued at, what I was going to sell them for. So when you first get it, initially I was a little slightly bit put off at the size of the bag. It's a good quality, high quality DPM bag. Not personally a fan of DPM, as you know if you watch the channel, but it's what it comes with. You know, it's the same JAG quality, great quality bag. It will last a lifetime. And then slowly I became quite kind of converted to the bag because I find it absolutely brilliant how you can fit your alarms, and I've left them on in the case of this being a used and abused review on the pod. So you can fit your alarms with your butt rests. Obviously alarms on the butt rests and the bobbins aren't included when you buy the JAG RP1, and what you get then is your rod pod. The only other thing you get in the bag is a set of screws, and I'll take you through what these are for shortly. So initial impressions in the pod, it is JAG quality at the end of the day. It's very high quality, anodized, and I've gone for obviously the Pro Light version, which weighs about 1.5 kilos. The bag on the pod packs down, even though it's slightly bigger than my previous pod, which was the JAG Mini pod, it packs down really well, I believe, for its versatility. What sold this for me was the fact that I wanted to start doing a lot more overnighters and things like that, to be able to set my rods up really easily and quickly. So all you have to do is literally pull out each arm. There's predefined little points on there what you can set the actual arms to, and then you do the same with the back ones. Like obviously without trying to video it, you can do it quite a bit quicker, and then it's just a matter of extending the middle bar. So with this pod now, I've pretty much got exactly what I want in a pod. So I was looking for a pod that was super stable. This is super stable, and you've got plenty of adjustability within obviously the inners as the standard style JAG bank sticks. Another great feature of this is its customizability. You can change these different bank sticks to smaller or bigger ones by buying them from JAG, and all it is a matter of doing is replacing with three of the actual bank sticks. The only thing I will say is the excavator ones don't fit within this pod. So I like to be able to stick a rod down the margin, and what this allows you to do is just by opening them two retaining switches, you can just remove two of the actual bank sticks, obviously an alarm and a butt rest, and then you can obviously replace them as you wish, which I find is fantastic. It's got markings for using it as a 2-rod pod as well, so if you only fancy using 2 rods, you've got the ability to set it. Basically you splay the legs a little bit further back, but I've never really used 2 rods. It's usually either 3 on a spot, 3 on separate spots, or 1 down the margin and 2 out, and as you can see I can use it there. What I do like is obviously you can keep everything together, and it's literally a matter of shut it, fold it, and you're gone. It only weighs about 1.5 kilos. It is a little bit more cumbersome, and you're not going to be able to get it in a rucksack as easy as, say, the micro pod that I used to have. And if you haven't seen my review that I've done on the other JAG bankware and stuff like that, and is it really worth it, I've done a video of that you can watch after this. What I also like is, like at the Caravan, is your ability to be able to use screws, and the screws that come with it in the pack, and screw this down to a set of decking boards if you require it. I do quite a bit of snag fishing. If you do snag fishing using this pod, you can use the JAG lockdowns, which I've not currently got on as I've not been snag fishing, and there's no point having them on when you're not doing that. But what I like is your ability to be able to press this into the ground, and I have actually tried it even without the stabilizer. So the standard stabilizer you get from JAG can be used with this to make it even more firmer in the ground. And what I tried was, because one of the back legs on the Caravan is very snaggy fishing, I tried pulling it to see how far I could do it, and I couldn't. Once I pressed it in, it was absolutely rock solid. So you've got that. What you might find with pods is that they're not quite as solid, and especially if you're using a system that doesn't either have 2 bank sticks and only has the 1 bank stick in the middle, what you'll find is your bars might twist or turn. These thumb screws that you get here compared to the original thumb screws can be tightened much better without using a tool, I find, as well, which I really like. the biggest downfall to this product is the price, and it's something that I don't know whether I'm getting old now or I've started to become a little bit more tight, but I feel like fishing gear at the minute is currently ridiculously expensive, and I think this retails in the region of around £460. For me, obviously getting it for £300 by swapping them rods for it brand new was an absolute bargain for me. And would I, if I lost this pod, even though this is by far the best pod I've ever used as it stands, and I believe it's the best product of its kind on the market as it stands, you know, there are ones from Century and Solar that I've never tried, you know, and I would love to get hold of them and have a try of them. So to be fair, as viewers, if that's something you want me to do, I can't afford to go and buy £300-400 pods all the time. But if you know of any tackle companies that want to, or you want to get in touch with them tackle companies, or you affiliate with them, I'm quite happy to put a retail deposit down on these pods or equipment if they would actually send them to me, and I'd then return them afterwards. But the only rule is I've got to be able to give my honest review, you know. I wouldn't want to review a product and not say exactly what I feel about it. That is my only kind of reservation if I was to do that. So, but I would like to get my hands on there. So I can't say it is the best pod, but it is by far the best pod that I've ever used. There's no doubt about that. I just don't know if I lost this pod or I broke it, I could spend £460 on replacing it. It'd absolutely gut me to lose it, and I would want it, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if I could spend that amount of money on a pod, because it is just a pod. I think in fishing, that money could be invested elsewhere if you had stuff that you needed. So if you've got the money and you've got everything that you want, then it's the best pod you'll ever buy and you'll ever use, you know. They have actually brought out a JAG RP2 version, which is a little bit longer and a little bit wider. I've never felt the need with big pit reels, 45 size reels, that you need any extra distance between the front and the back or width. But if you do need it, then it is available. JAG have brought that out. It's just a tough one, really. But if you've liked my review and there's anything you want to know further about this pod, then drop us a message in the comments. You know, if there's anything you'd like us to do as a video, I'm always looking to do content that the viewer wants to watch. So drop in the comments anything you want to know, anything you want me to do. I've got quite a few ideas coming and we're back on it now. So yeah, that's it for this week's Tackle Tuesdays. I'll see you again on the next one. Caravan Carpers out.